Hi everyone, Edward Zula here, spiritual medium, metaphysical teacher, and student of the universe, as we all are. I'm sitting here with my companion today. He's very mellow, so hopefully this will be okay. I won't have him burst into barking or what have you. I think he's gotten that out of his system for the morning. Today, what I wanted to address is the idea of heaven or the other side, and what exactly is it? I get that question a lot, and I've actually had so many readings where spirit communicating from the other side has described so many different environments to me that it's taken me a while to really grasp the reality of the fact that I'm dealing with, or we're all dealing with, a different dimension when we talk about the other side, when we talk about what we call heaven. And it is not a three-dimensional space at all. It's spirit. And the one thing I do recall from childhood and from other books that I've read over the course of time is the phrase, "In my Father's house there are many mansions," and it seems kind of like a very difficult kind of concept. How could there be many mansions in a house? And that doesn't really, it's hard to get your head around that. But I'm not sure how mansions originally was interpreted in the original Aramaic of the Bible, but and I don't know how many different translations and permutations there have been of that. But the one thing I've come to understand is that heaven, or the other side, is a space of consciousness. It's a state of consciousness. It's where our energy and our spirit goes into that universal consciousness. And as such, there are many, many, many different places, so to speak, because it's not three-dimensional. I've had one person on the other side talking to his wife and saying that he was on a beautiful white beach wearing a certain outfit, and he was really, really happy, and he said, "I'll see you here one day." And she cried, and she said, "That's where we had our second honeymoon." And I think it was the second honeymoon. And she recognized the place and talked about it as being like heaven. Like, if heaven is like this, it's perfect. I've had other clients have relatives come forward and tell me they were in a big banquet hall with all their relatives that had crossed over to the other side, and they were going from table to table to table, and they were very happy and very engaged. I've had a client bring a spirit with her, and the spirit said that she was making draperies for heaven. She was a very religious woman, and she liked to sew. She was very introverted. And here we have yet another idea of what heaven is. And then when children come through, it's an entirely different space filled with other children having a wonderful time, looking after each other, and there's lots of laughter and lots of joy. And to me, it looks like a big park is the best way it's described. Sometimes it's described as a park with a pond, or flying kites. I've had so many different descriptions from children, but it all sounds like it's in this wonderful place. But the interesting thing is that even a spirit can say, I'm here at this banquet, or I'm on this beach. We're talking about a different dimension, a dimension that, if you will, overlaps with our own. And so they could very well be standing on that beach and communicating in the room with us. So, in short, what I really want to say is that heaven is a state of mind. I'm learning that what you expect you're going to get when you cross over, what you hope to get when you cross over, is what you get. That's been pointed out to me time and time and time again. There's so many examples of that. This is what they expected. This is what they got. And it's a very, very beautiful thing to know that what you hope heaven will be like is what it will be like for you. I could give you so many examples of different environments, and a gentleman sitting on the edge of a pier with a bunch of his friends, and they're not deep sea fishing, but fishing at the end of a pier with his dog who had passed away. And he's with friends that have crossed over prior to him or since he's passed over, and having a wonderful time, enjoying his life on the other side, in that dimension. Remember that we live in spirit's dimension. We are three-dimensional objects, flesh and blood, in a world that is way more than just three dimensions. So, if you're away on a vacation somewhere, or you're with the one you love, or you're with your family and it's Christmas time, or you're in a bingo hall, or whatever you're doing, and this makes you incredibly happy, and you say to yourself, I hope heaven is like this. It will be, only better, because you'll be able to interact with the living, if you choose to, and you'll be able to be in many, many places at one time. You will be in that house with all the different mansions, and the mansions are a beach in, South Pacific, a catering hall in New Jersey, etc., etc. Not literally in New Jersey, but for that gentleman who was hopping from table to table, visiting family and friends, that's where he was from. It didn't really matter where the table was. It's in that dimension. It's in that other dimension of spirit. It's in the spirit soup, that universal consciousness that we're all a part of. So, I'm going to wrap this up. I invite your questions. I have had a lot of questions posed to me about this perspective, and I invite yours. So please feel free to make a comment. If you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notifications button so that you are notified when I post something new. And thank you. And I hope this has brought some peace to some of you. The unknown doesn't need to be unknown. We can know what to expect. And with that, I want to say wash your hands. It's a little hard to do with my doggy in my lap, but wash your hands, social distance, wear your mask until we're told we don't need them any longer, and take care of each other. And be kind. We're going through a rough time. Stay strong. Be kind. Practice forgiveness, patience, empathy. Don't get riled up. And I will